So one of my clients that signed up to work with me today used distraction to get rid of his depersonalization realization for a very, very long time. And he thought that he was recovered, but because he never did the body work, he never built interoception, the experience of the embodied self, which is what I teach all the time. This is what I teach my clients. This is what I had to do to truly recover because he never learned how to self-regulate, which is releasing the tension, adrenaline, and emotion from his body because he didn't set up appropriate boundaries in life, because he didn't set up a lifestyle that gives his body what it needs in terms of self-care. His symptoms came back. And now he's trying to distract, or at least he was. And it wasn't working anymore because now there's too much buildup in the body. And what I tell people is distraction is very deceptive because it creates the illusion of recovery, but it's results by way of numbness. You become so separated from something called interoception, the experience of the embodied self. You basically lost touch with your body. You're not feeling the tension, adrenaline, emotion, and fatigue anymore. And so the circuit breaker of DPDR are not kicking on because they don't need to dissociate you from your body or from the material world, because you're not even connected to your body or the material world anymore. You're distracted and completely consumed in your mind in whatever you're distracted with. And so this does work for people for at least a little while. Some people it doesn't work at all. I hear that all the time. But the problem is, as time is going by and your body is going into these states of survival, your nervous system and brain are getting more and more tuned to put you into these survival responses quicker and quicker and quicker and more frequently. What is that going to mean? That means that your body is becoming more and more of a war zone over time, and there will be a point where you cannot distract away from it. And what I tell my clients and what I'll tell you is you might as well deal with the body stuff now. Okay, don't skip that. There's so many coaches out there saying, oh, no, you don't got to deal with that, self-regulation stuff. No, that's not necessary. That is contrary to what the top traumatologists, neuroscience, and mental health experts in the world are saying. Read the book, The Body Keeps the Score. We need to befriend the body. Bessel van der Kolk, who is without question the number one trauma expert in the world, has the best-selling book on trauma in the last decade. He was asked one time at a conference, he said, or somebody asked him, what heals trauma? He said, I'll tell you what heals trauma. Interoception heals trauma. You may be thinking, well, what does that have to do with DPDR? Well, DPDR are trauma coping mechanisms. Trauma is a state of overwhelming stress in the nervous system and body, and that's why your brain is shutting down the mohawk of self-awareness, which is what makes you feel connected to your body in the material world, is because your brain thinks this ship is going down. Let's make them as numb and painless as possible. And so to heal trauma is not to revisit the past. It's to get your body out of fight, flight, freeze response in the present. That's what I do with my clients. That's what I had to do. And you will indirectly get DPDR to shut off permanently once you do that and you're living in a preventative lifestyle. But if you're not doing that, you've got relief without recovery.